Good morning. You have not to search for yourself because you are always yourself. Always yourself. And when I say self, I don't mean a name or a form. It's the core of the essence of everything. If there is a trouble, is that it's because there is a confusion with the fascination one gets with the mind. Because the mind, it's called mind because it always moves outside. Always has this movement of outside, and with some practice it has a movement to go inside. But it's a movement. Mind is movements. It's creation. It's rising and disappearing. All that is the mind. It's a tool we have by birth. It's not the core of what you are. And when I mean the core of what you are, it's like, you know, in India you have, you see more in the markets than here, the seed of mustard seed, very, very small seed. So inside that seed, it's empty, empty. That's the core of what you are. And it is not limited by the shape of the seed. Emptiness, if you break that seed, emptiness is still there. It's everywhere. So that's what is indicated by yourself or that, to name it. So that's always there. You remain always there. It has never been lost. And if you feel you lost it or you are separated from it, it's because there is a confusion with, I repeat, with the fascination with the movement, with the mind. That's all. Yes. So you don't need to remind yourself, but if still a need is there, remind yourself. That's all has to be done. There is nothing else to be done. And if you want an experience of that, you just give yourself a split second of complete complete freedom or complete unhooking at anything. One split second, then you will have the experience. Like this, you can see that what rises quite immediately, it is the mind. It is the mind. You have not to change your mind, but you have to know this is the mind. I am not the mind. The mind is included in me, of course, but the core of what I am you cannot capture it. You are it. And the moment you capture it, it becomes the mind. Just to know it is all right. So welcome to Satsang. It makes a big change in your life, you see, if you see that, because otherwise you think you always run somewhere. And because you run, you oblige yourself to stop. But you cannot escape the duality of this movement. So I would be very happy if you know that you never, ever leave yourself aside. It's just a confusion otherwise. Hmm? So wherever you are left with your practice, if there is any, or whatever is your question or doubt, please tell. Tell, it's a good space for it. Yeah, please. Someone has the mic? Hi.
Okay.
You can sit.
I can sit. Okay. I have been. I guess I had a series of awakenings that felt like awakenings anyway, and the last one I had really burned up my entire life, and
What it did to your entire life?
it just basically annihilated it in a way that was quite painful for many years. But what I'm still struggling with is have quite a negative ego.
Negative.
Very negative ego. It's mostly, it has to do with not really valuing myself. It's quite cruel, quite mean. And I've done a lot of work on it. It's gotten a lot better, but I know on the other side of it is also a very charged ego, that self-importance and things like that. When I'm in a clear space, things that happen in the world, things that happen within me kind of just move through me like wind. And sometimes they make me cold, sometimes they make me hot, but I can watch them.
Mm-hmm.
But when the ego is in charge, which still happens quite a bit.
Yeah, but you know, you speak of something. Ego becomes an object. You know, if you work on what you call ego, I call it I. I am somebody.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
It's better because then you create so many enemies. Ego and this I. And no, I. You can say I, but this I is charged. It has identification.
Yeah.
If you work on that to transform it in more light and so on, or not mean or whatever you expressed, you reinforce its opposite. You will have both sides.
Which I do, yeah. I'm aware.
And you cannot escape that. You are bound to this duality. So you will not be successful.
Okay.
Yes. So just see, if you describe your I am someone as negative, I would say it's just a thought. Let it pass and don't work on it. It loses then its reality. It comes and goes. It becomes obvious. Why should you change anything which is changing? Why? it has no substance.
I guess because I feel like it has charge more on an unconscious level than even a conscious level.
That, this is I am someone. Conscious, unconscious, everything. This is the personal life going on, surely. But what's the surge? Is it to be, and it's very human, it's natural, to feel better in life, or to know what's the core of all things? Is there any core after all? What the wise men speak about, emptiness, non-emptiness, what do they mean? Then the direction is a bit somewhere else. It throws you back from where you can see all what you speak. Instead of being fascinated by what you speak, you suddenly realize the core of the thing that everybody shares after all. It's all the same for everyone. I never left, it's myself. And that is more essential than to transform anything which is anyway an utopia. You will not be successful. You will be successful with degrees, but not fully. Because you remain in duality. Duality means opposites. Two.
Yeah.
Then, how can you go out of that? Trying to transform that, impossible.
Thank you. Well, that makes it easy. Guess I can stop working on it then. Wasn't very good at it anyway. Thank you.
Yes.
One other follow-up is then the answer just to remain the witness to, just like when you're moving.
Not even the witness. Why should you change your dress? Don't have a dress. What happens then? How can you be witness 24 hours? It's a bullshit again. Yeah. Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I've been struggling with something, and it's a decision I have to make. And I don't know if it's my mind tricking me or if it's actually like I have one part that says do it, and there's another part that says no, don't, and it creates tension.
So just ask who is asking. Go that direction. Who is asking? Don't give answer, but go to that direction. Because any answer will be a platform again. So go to the direction. Who is asking? Now. Just do it now. Then,
I don't know.
good. From there, do whatever you like. from here. So if anybody wants to know something that anyway you will look in a book or something, you can ask. And dare to ask. I see many new ones. Please, don't feel shy. I have not much to say, but if you provoke me, then I may say something. And if you like silence, but I tell you, if you come here, maybe it's because something makes you come here. And if you fall into silence, it will stop anyway when you go and nothing will be solved. So just ask. Because the silence which comes and goes is a moment. It doesn't solve, because it's still in the mind. It will not solve doubts. Yeah.
Ganga, I'm a little worried about asking this question, but
Great.
but I have wanted to ask it already for a few days.
Yeah.
Could you say something about old age, about getting older?
Why do you look at that?
Because for me,
Only in the morning, because you have to put some cream or this or whatever. I'm a woman. You see that that face is getting old, but then it's a passing thought. Why should you identify with anything? Then what? Why you speak about old age?
I am fascinated by it.
Okay.
I feel.
Then be a beautiful old man. What to say? Why you are fascinated? What is there?
What is there to me is new. It is something new. It's such a paradox.
Explain a bit more.
Well,
please.
I had before. I had the idea like getting old is kind of, getting smaller and smaller and getting deaf and getting, all these things. And I discover it is new. It is. I look.
You discover that actually you are never old or young.
Maybe that's what it is.
Ah,
Yeah.
I wish for you.
Yeah.
The body gets old, sure. The mind may not get old. The energy may not get old. It will eventually, but If you identify with anything, surely you are bound to time. Sure, there is that. Nobody can stop that. I don't believe in all those. Nobody can stop that. Of course, according to individuals, you are older in the body and the energy and all, you're earlier than others, but it doesn't count. You come to satsang not to be eternally young. You come to satsang to know I was never young or old. The body, sure, and the mind and whatever you can see, ages, of course. So, what's the question now? Where is the fascination?
I'm happy to be what I am.
Yeah. That could be full stop. You want to add something? If you add anything, you will speak of duality, of the body and the mind, personal life. Isn't it? Or tell me.
Strategically, I would stop asking now.
What? What did you say?
Out of strategy.
Strategy. But you are not a general. You are impossible. It's not your work. And it would be foolish. If you have a question, ask.
Yes.
Because it's the question which troubles you, makes you search. Here is a good place to be maybe freed from questioning. Or even if you question, okay, it's the mind. But then you can still ask. So what was the real something?
The real something was that I was so surprised about me getting older and
surprised. Everybody. It's strange because generally people are never surprised. So maybe you are surprised because you don't identify with your body that much.
yes.
Or at times.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Like me, if I look, I'm very old, but I'm not at all old. If it is so, I have nothing more to say to you about the subject. Okay? It's gone? No. Yeah? Good?
Thank you.
But don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
There is no shame to ask. In the contrary, if you have anything to ask, it shows your fire to be free for yourself. Huh? Yeah? Sure. Hi.
Age.
It was not your problem. So don't ask about it.
No, I'm ancient and I'm 48 years and I'm 4 days.
I don't want to hear all that. What's your question?
Does the awakening ever end?
Sorry, to be awakening?
Does
Just-
the awakening
Yeah.
process end? Stop?
Stop what?
Experiences?
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
You just don't confuse yourself with experiences, that's And you know, I want to add, not to confuse yourself with experiences doesn't mean you will not identify with an experience. But at times it will be like that because for some reason you look at it. But sometimes you will be totally identified. But when the identification goes, you are yourself. You know very well it was the movie. So don't expect to be a witness all the time. It will not be. It will not be this way. The movie is witness and non-witness. But still it is a movie. And you are not the movie, or the movie is played on you. That's better to say. Okay. Because there is this spiritual idea that has to be given up. That when you are identified, you lose yourself. No! When you are identified, it's because you are yourself. It allows that too. Why should you confine the expression of yourself to non-identification? What is this foolish idea? Concepts only.
It's arrogance, surely.
Huh?
Is it not arrogance?
I spoke to everybody. And to myself too. Yeah, you take them.
How to work with physical pain?
I'm not a specialist for that, so you can ask people take care of the body. But one experience I had is that don't fight. Just give up the fighting. It looks like the pain is less. But please, maybe you go to someone. I'm sure here people work with the body and can answer you better. Yes.
I don't think I need a microphone.
You have a good voice, yeah. Otherwise we will do.
So the whole concept of free,
Yeah.
this is like, can you explain on this a little bit? Because when I think of free and detached, I'm like, no, I want to be attached.
No, I don't say those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, freedom is a concept, I agree. But you see, you have to give a golden carrot if you feel you are a donkey, means a seeker, it's like a donkey, no? You need a golden carrot to go somewhere. Now, Satsang explains that you have not to go anywhere. So, oh my God, where is the golden carrot then? And then you hear it's yourself. The golden carrot is yourself. You can never see it because you are it. And the donkey is like, oh, but then maybe I'm not a donkey.
Okay, it has to sit with me.
Can I have a good chai with real milk, please? Thank you. But you see, if you want, if you have other questions about it, you can ask. I can tell in different ways.
What did you say?
If you still have a question about it, you can ask. I can answer in different ways. Because
It's just, I'm so confused about I've always wanted to be free.
yeah, but you see the EPs in '68. What they wanted, it was freedom, isn't it?
Yes.
But this word covers so many meanings.
I know.
Yeah,
So
so-
that's why I'm so confused.
And I also love to be very free in my life, in the personal life, not to follow so many rules or I make my own rules, this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, the wise men, hippies were not known as wise. You agree or not? Hippies, I mean, I have nothing against hippies, I'm myself, I was a beatnik, I was not a hippie. No, but I mean, the freedom in life, actually it's not what the wise men, we call them wise men because they indicate something else by the word freedom. And this word freedom sometimes is replaced by awareness or enlightenment. So it is something else. That freedom is not necessarily, they're not busy with the personal life. They indicate from where this I am someone arises. From where? You see, strange question in fact, because it is not an objective question, which are more than thousands in this world. This is a unique question, it is a subjective question, unique. So, the freedom they speak about throws you where this question, who am I, throws you. You see, when you ask this question, thank you, where do you go? Because if you go anywhere, it is somewhere, it's a platform, it's called the mind. Now, if you don't land on a platform, that's indicated by freedom, enlightenment. You are that. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
And of course, if you want to be freer in life, there is no problem. I must say it has nothing to do. Yeah.
Is it possible to, by witnessing a scene of cruelty or a strong emotion of another person, to experience complete peace by witnessing it?
I don't know. I think the best is always to react according to circumstances. Why to be witness of cruelty?
But sometimes you cannot do anything about it.
Okay, but then the best is to be yourself, which is the same self to the victim and Erdogan, how you call it?
Aggressor.
Huh?
The aggressor.
The aggressor. That's the best help.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How to allow openness and trust.
You don't need to be open because you are already open. So can you drop that which looks so essential, this how? Don't touch it again. When it comes, let it appear, of course, it's too late. Let it go. There is no meaning, no answer there. You are always, all the time, yourself.
Okay. So it's I'm discovering, or I don't know how to say, experiencing the witnessing. Is that a concept, or
It's a concept of who you are.
concept of
Yes. Sometimes I am a witness, sometimes I'm not, isn't it?
yes.
Even when you sleep, the witness sleeps. So it's a concept. Yeah. That's what I said. Give up this idea to be not identified all the time. Who you are doesn't need a certain particular expression. It expresses as it is shown already. There is not a better expression. Everything is an expression of it, strangely enough, because it's in the world of opposites, so there is good and bad, but it's like that. Who are you to try to change that? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think what is between me and what you're talking about, me or
Okay.
is the waiting for a switch.
Yeah, understand. But the first idea that you were, do you hear? That you were away from yourself is an idea, because you confuse yourself with experiences, or I feel lost, but this is the mind which speaks about this person, the body and mind. I don't know. I'm moving too much, probably. Okay. I have to be myself. The confusion about what is common to everything that I call that, or the self, it's an indication. Huh? The confusion with an experience of the body and the mind of someone. In fact, that is never you cannot confine in one expression to everything is that. Yeah, now I am completely not understandable. Okay, you erase what I said. the confusion with an experience of somebody with that makes you search, oh, I feel that, so I'm not that, which is everywhere, which is detached, which is free, which is, all what the words, the descriptions of that, which is bliss and joy and unconditional love. And I don't feel that. So I must be away, I must be separated. But the very concept of separation is a concept because of that confusion. I am somebody only. Of course you are somebody, but not only. Now we speak about the core, the emptiness which is in this seed. That emptiness, you see,
Yes.
that emptiness is not confined by a shape and a form and a name. So that's always there. So when this idea comes, I'm not myself, I should be more open and all. No, once for all, the mind speaks. I am not going to be enslaved by my mind. And you just keep quiet a second, so that the mind knows I have to run away from here.
Quiet means.
That, don't touch that thought for a split second. Because you see, thoughts, if you are a very welcoming home, and say, come thoughts, come my guest, I will feed you, they will come and more. Now, if the door is closed, they will try, they will knock and all that, but in the end they will go to the next. You have been feeding them too much through beliefs because you didn't know.
Yeah.
But now you start to know what is what. So what's still there? Something is there. Try to see. But I don't feel free. Is it that?
No, it's.
Then what's there?
Yeah, nothing.
It looks like emptiness. It's the same. Nothing, empty. So be quiet. Keep quiet. You want to search what? What else?
Yeah, it's. Yeah, the hour is coming back.
You will not feel all the time nothing and emptiness. It doesn't mean you are not, by essence, empty and emptiness. Empty, nothingness. You see, the experiences go on changing, but not what you really are, not as a person. It's common to all. It's universal, if you like to say. It's unconditional. Yeah? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, after all that search, you see, after searching to be better in life and all that, and still some experience good and some experience still, or I'm still not satisfied and all. Satsang points out to that which is unconditional. You see, it does not the condition even of to be a human being. It's unconditional. Yeah. Once you see that, even once is enough. Once is enough. Your mind may be still playing this and that, but you will always naturally go back to this, because this is the strongest print you can ever have. So there is no question of abiding there and all that. You abide all the time, even if you have the experience, okay, I feel lost a bit, but you came back there, you always have been there. It's just an illusion to think you come and go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is that I kind of feel that what you're talking about
Yeah.
happen, it's like, but
Yeah.
after I
Yes, Ramana said, I.
I am, yeah.
No, not I am.
I.
I.
Okay. Yeah.
But don't speak like that. Huh? I. No.
Yeah, yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, please. No, others.
Somehow it's kind of gone already, but obviously there's still some power and some belief in it, so that I take the microphone right now, so I just speak it out. It's about belonging.
It's about what?
Belonging.
Belonging.
The sense of belonging. Because
that's human. I belong to a tribe, I belong to my mom, I belong to an idea, I belong to a guru. Yeah. Yeah, it's human.
Yeah. And somehow it feels like it has just dropped away, but there's always coming a doubt of like, are you sure? Is it really? Is it like, do I just imagine that, or is it really?
You mean what? Imagine that it's dropped? Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So you don't go there, huh? Otherwise you will doubt again. It's a thought. It's a thought colored by the past. It will fade away if you don't feed it. But you are not obliged. If you want to belong to something and you are happy with that, be happy with that. It's not the point. But if you ask about what is the nature or the indication of what is not capturable, what is unknown, which is what you are, those thoughts, they don't stick here, they don't root here. Okay? They don't mean anything here. Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel that already, so I don't know why I asked this question.
It's okay, maybe the last bit there was one thread still.
Yeah. Thank you.
As a person, you are free to belong to anything, but then know it. Know it. It's about personal life. It's my freedom to belong here or there. It's not what I, not personally, am. Okay? Perfect? Yes, you can give.
Thank you. Yeah, I just already got what you said a few times ago. So when I met in this area around, I get into contact with Muji. So this I am. So why should I asking myself I'm not already? I am. My intuition is saying I am already. You've done it 29 years so well of conditioning. I'm a German. So I grew up. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the conditioning is very hard and went into my being in the past. So I can't. No, I'm dropping, laughing, and but I'm a very big person of a heart. So how can I constantly connecting my mind with my heart? It's just figure it out. So, but I'm not constant. I'm just going.
The mind comes from the heart.
The mind comes from the heart. So I was saying it all the, thank you. The mind's come from the heart. Okay. The answer.
But that heart has no shape, huh? It's not boom, boom, boom.
No, I just let it. It's everywhere. We are the heart. We are. I am. Oneness. The mind is. Say it.
Bom dia.
Bon dia. That was a hard question.
Sorry. Ganga. But then sometimes we get hurt, right?
Right.
And we don't want to get hurt again. And sometimes we get stuck in the story of the mind. But just because we don't want to get hurt again. So I can see that happening, but how do I get out?
What is your main search? The search or the thing, you just ask yourself, okay, I can die soon, isn't it? We never know how we die. And I really, to give a meaning to my life, the first thing I want, before anything else, is to fulfill. What is it for you? You don't need to answer me, but what is it for you? But still, I need to know so that I know what to reply you. Because you see, Satsang has a strange language. It has a language of that, and it has indications of that search which is not objectified. And it is understood only if you have that search. Otherwise, it's Chinese language. It's not understandable very well. So, what is your search? Because if it is to be better in life, and it's human, and of course, the human will always go for it, of course. But in satsang, it's not touched. It will not give clue or tools for that. Except that I believe there is one very radical tool, which is to ask, who is experiencing? Who is hurt? Knowing that any answer to it will be in the mind and will not solve it. But if you go to that direction where there is no platform of the mind, where you are done landing anywhere, that may solve this. But it's another way, you see. It's a total different way than to give you ways to do that. Do you get it?
I get it, but
Okay.
it's like I see the platform,
Yeah.
and I feel it, but I don't know how to get there. Sometimes I
To get where?
maybe
To get
that
where?
platform of not the mind, just the other one.
There is no platform
There's
here.
no platform.
What haunted all my life since I met my master is one sentence he told me that I kept up to my last breathing as a seeker. It was, don't land anywhere.
Thank you. I like that. Thank you so much.
My mind is so active at the moment that
Yeah.
I can almost not hear even what you are saying. And I see the fight of not going with it, but it's also a
Overpowering.
movement. So I don't know what to do with anything at the moment.
Don't do anything. It's just a mouse and cloud. Don't do anything. Don't try to be better. Don't do anything. Let it pass naturally.
It looks like it will not pass.
Yes, it will. If you look at it, it will not pass so easily, and you will suffer because Don't try to reject it. Don't accept it. How can you smile? Don't reject, don't accept. Is it possible?
Looks like. because this was already playing out.
Sorry, because?
It was already coming like this for a few days. And the idea comes that I don't know how to do that when I'm not here.
But do what?
To not accept or reject it.
You have not to do anything.
Yeah.
Because if you do, or you reject, or you accept,
Yes.
you have not to do anything. Yes. I will give you a bone then. Yeah? You want a bone? I can. It's okay. I will give you a bone which is not objectifying. Om. 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 Why not? Sometimes we need help. Take that help. Yeah? Okay. Like a bone, huh?
Yeah, another question. I'm not sure if there is a switch, you know. I explain myself, but for example, now you were talking about the question you had, yeah, switch between the seeker and
Yeah, but who is asking this question? It's the seeker, isn't it?
yeah. And,
Why do you listen?
and
Because the seeker speaks with his mind. Why do you listen?
yeah, for everything I perceive is mind, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in this like big pot of mind, you know, like, and in this I see that there is an expectation, and
The mind expects a
Expect.
big bang of
Yes.
enlightenment.
yes,
Yes.
like this switch I'm talking.
Yes, but you
And I
see, I'm sorry, if you wait for a big bang of enlightenment, you will be somebody enlightened.
Yeah.
You want that?
No.
Ah! So let it pass. Don't stop at that. It will not help you to be somebody enlightened. You will have many followers, but I mean, you will have money. As you like.
Yeah, that's something that I not reject, but I don't even.
Okay.
But I think the expectation is more about in a perception, in a way of perceived reality.
Yeah. Then again and again, know that you are following your thought now. So don't continue.
Okay, stop.
Every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be done at once. Maybe you have to repeat it thousands of times. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? Okay.
Okay.
But it can be just the next also. Never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fantastic. where are you?
Here,
What do you mean? Here, in front of me?
also.
Ah, you're clever. Okay. Also, I accept. Where are you?
Our mind is looking for a comment, but it's not helpful.
Where are you? You know Hanuman, he was the divine monkey, divine. Why? Because I will tell, somebody asked you, who are you? He said, I am a monkey. Then, who are you? I am the devotee, he opens his heart, I am the devotee of Rama, the self. Who are you? I am Rama itself.
I don't feel confident to say that.
Arrogance. This is arrogance. You think, the mind thinks it's humbleness because who am I? Nya, nya, nya. Arrogance. Never listen to the mind because it wants you bound. Then it will be the monkey. Monkey is the king. Who are you? I am that. I am that. Dare to say it, even if it is fake. Dare to say it. I am that.
I
Tell.
am that.
No. No. I am that. When you can tell, you tell me. I will not accept when it comes from the mind. But now itself you could tell it. Now itself you could tell it. It's the only sentence where there is no arrogance. There is nobody there. The person has not to be ready for that. You are that, always. Don't consider the ripeness or not of the person, the more devoted person or not. No, you are that itself just now. Yes. Don't listen to your mind, listen to your guts, the fire for freedom, your guts, which made you come to Satsang. It's not personal. Where is the arrogance to say I am that? It belongs to everybody. Everybody is that. I am that. Now, if somebody thinks he's hero of the seeking, I made it, I am that, fuck off. You see? So, just a last minute. Don't go back with the same question you had while coming. Nothing? Still searching? Thank you very much.